Hey everybody, Chris here. Is our Dogecoin bullish pattern playing out? We're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. Be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And we've been watching Dogecoin fighting 18 cents right now, and it's continuing that for a week now. We have been consolidating at this level. Some minor dips down to 17.5. Looks like buying opportunities right now because there's some bigger macroeconomic factors as well as for Dogecoin in particular. So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts on the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Let me start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. We're about 1788 right now as we're recording this on Tuesday morning. And this is our 18-cent line in blue here. Bitcoin is just over $95,000 this morning. So Bitcoin has increased a little bit while Doge is staying flat. ETH also went up a little bit overnight. So ETH is starting to show a little strength too. But overall, as we zoom out, we do see that this has been this pattern for Dogecoin for a week now. We've been right at this level, just below 18 cents since we had the breakout of the symmetrical triangle. Again, down here in the mid-15s, broke out, came back, retested, broke out over 16 cents, came back, retested, broke up over 17 cents, came back, retested, came back up over 18 cents. One last dip right down to $16.99, as I had predicted right there, $16.99 before moving back to 18. So that's where we are, and we are seeing, again, higher lows on the dips. So right now, 17.4 is the most recent higher low, and we'll see whether there's another dip coming forward or not for Dogecoin. Again, Bitcoin, the last dip we had here was at 92.8. Bitcoin is showing strength coming up. And then, of course, we have ETH showing strength as well, and even XRP with their futures ETFs, which people are misinterpreting as being spot. They're not spot, they're just futures. Doge already has a futures ETF. We're waiting for the spot ETFs to come. But that is just one of many things for Dogecoin that will be coming. Overall, as I'm recording this on Tuesday, the stock market has not opened yet, but the futures are curving up. Yes, we had a little bit overnight. They were kind of in the red, but are curving up as I'm recording this. Is Trump going to soften the tariff blow for automakers? That could be one thing that could help the stock market, as these deals on tariffs here and there. And that's just been weighing down on the markets for the past few months. But now everything seems to be turning up a bit. This was the bear trap. Again, as I've been saying, that it's not a bear market. This has been the bear trap. Right when we had momentum building, then Trump starts his presidency and starts the tariffs, and we had the pullback. This is where we are right now, and I still believe that, and that this run is still coming for this overall bull cycle. I'm not the only one saying it, but I have been on that for quite a while. Look at this. A big tick up in Bitcoin spot ETF buying, mostly BlackRock. Yes, the BlackRock clients want Bitcoin. And so almost back up to the highs that we saw back in January of total amount of Bitcoin being held by the spot ETFs. This is what can happen with Dogecoin. Dogecoin could have this kind of support where investors don't want to buy the coin itself, can buy the ETF. Again, I don't think that that is the best thing for Doge. We want Doge to be this currency, right? Day-to-day microtransactions, tips, like all of that. But there's a part of it, it's still money, and investors will see the benefit of Dogecoin, and they will buy Dogecoin spot ETFs as well. We see an uptick in ETH ETFs as well. But right now, overall, zooming out on Bitcoin, yes, this was the tariff response for Bitcoin. Bitcoin down. Don't just say, hey, Dogecoin's down the last 3 months. Well, look what happened to Bitcoin, you know? But Bitcoin broke out as well. We're at this weekly resistance line right now, about 95K for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks above this to 96, comes back, retests, and moves higher, that would be a classic move that we would envision happening for Bitcoin. Could it drop here back to 92 in the range lows? Certainly possible. And we would see, of course, Dogecoin follow, probably with a little bit bigger dip as we typically see on the red. But right now, it's looking positive. It's looking like recovery is still in the works. Very bullish for Bitcoin and ETH as well. ETH breaking out of its long downward trend, which has been much sharper down than both Bitcoin and Dogecoin. But there's some hope for ETH, and a lot of people talking about ETH, and is ETH as an L1. Are they going to modify it so that it becomes faster and we don't need the L2s anymore? The ETH Foundation is talking about all of this. Finally, they're years behind though. And we have SWI and others like just taking off, and ETH is it's behind the ball. It's behind the ball. But that takes us then from Bitcoin to ETH to the altcoin market. Overall, altcoin market capitalization holding up nicely, did a great retest, very likely will continue to show strength towards all-time highs. So we could be back up to where we were in January. That move could happen. There are some alts that have been running, and for those people that are in those alts, that's great, but don't gloat about it, because you can always have sharp retests that happen. Pengu and Bonk and others. It's I'm happy that you're making money, but Doge's day will come as well. So don't say, oh, you should get out of Doge and get into Pengu. It's a big crypto market. There's a lot of coins, right? You can't hold them all. But Dogecoin, the bullish pattern is playing out. Could go parabolic with a break past 20 cents. Could we see that? Dogecoin has bounced at a long-term support trend line. It's created a short-term bullish double bottom pattern. Can Doge sustain its momentum, break out above resistance? Again, a lot of this is going to be looking at Bitcoin right now. We're waiting for the Dogecoin big catalyst. I'll talk about those in just a minute. But right now, if we do see Bitcoin break up to 96, 97, we'll see Doge get up to 19 cents and possibly even 20. So that's the price trend that we would expect for Dogecoin, breaking out of the long downtrend as well. We have the crossover on the MACD happening. So the RSI is still below 50, but it is trending back bullish. So, and there's wave patterns, this ABC corrective structure after a 5-wave downward movement. All of those things are that's just trading. That doesn't mean that Doge needs to be 12.5 cents like some were saying to complete some other structure or pattern. So all of that is secondary to what the bigger move is, and that is we've been here before. Patterns repeat, and as these patterns repeat on the Gaussian channel, 4 red candles and then mini breakout followed by the big breakout. Could we have that again? We've just completed 4 red Gaussian candles. Could we have a mini breakout and then followed by a much larger breakout? That is a bullish pattern for Dogecoin. And as Dogecoin price is setting up, where are we going to go? We looked on the live stream yesterday, we looked at Dima James Potts and his $69, right? 420 Doge. And even Ali, even though he shows like the same chart, like $16, $18 Doge, he's only talking about the previous all-time highs now. But Kev Capital, he's like, hey, Dogecoin has already performed exceptionally well in this cycle, given the macroeconomic circumstances, being high rates, decreasing money supply, high inflation, and quantitative tightening, or QT, right? That's what we have had. Particularly with the tariffs and the fear of tariffs, we had the drop in all the markets, like I just showed. It was Bitcoin, it was ETH, and Doge. I know Doge dropped a little harder, but then all those other alts, the alt memes, right, like Pepe and Bonk and Whiff and all those others, they dropped even harder than Doge. Does that mean they make more money on the upside than Doge? Possibly. Might be good to have a little bit of your portfolio in some of those as well. But right now, what's Doge going to do with an increasing money supply? That's this yellow line right here. Increasing money supply. And then, what else do you have? Decreasing rates, which are coming most likely in June and July. Again, I don't think next week's Fed is going to lower interest rates. But June and July, I agree. That's what I've been saying for a while. And then, lower inflation, which is shown via Trueflation, and the government's always a little behind on inflation numbers, but President Trump has been saying, hey, inflation numbers are down, and that is true. The Fed is still thinking about more fear of higher inflation because of tariffs, and on a few items, yes, that's probably going to be the case, but the overall outlook looks good on inflation. So I say send it higher with haste. In that environment, we'll see. And what is he pointing to? He's pointing to a 1.618 fib line up here at $3.94. So that's pretty bold. That's pretty bold, $3.94. I don't think we're that bullish, at least not now. Let's look at the levels that we need to attain. Like this next one here, he's got at the 0.618. Which is 26.2 cents. Let's look at that first, right? Let's see if we can get back over 35 cents, 48 cents, 73, previous all-time high, and that almighty dollar, right? There's levels that we need to attain first. How do we get there with Doge particularly? Well, Jimmy Hyperdoge's got this. The new worldwide Doge economy is brewing. Partnerships are being made. The Dogecoin Foundation, the House of Doge, right? Making those partnerships, building. While the markets have been down, that's a great time to build. Businesses are adopting Doge. Go look at the Doge list. Take a look at the Doge list on X. And if you've got a company that is accepting Dogecoin, check out the Doge list and get your company on there as well. Let's help Doge get adopted. Also, the Doge blockchain, about to explode in terms of utility and flexibility. Check out Doge OS. It is building. Developers are starting to build on the Dogecoin blockchain. See what happens with that. Better to have some Doge reserve before you'll have to pay $1 each. So, and we said earlier, the Doge ETFs are going to be coming. There's going to be buying of Dogecoin when those ETFs start as well. And who knows what else we're going to get. Hints, Elon with his Tesla drive-in in Hollywood. Other Tesla Dogecoin related things could happen as Elon pulls out of the Department of Government Efficiency and goes back to being CEO of Tesla, SpaceX. And will he start referencing Dogecoin again? All of that could be coming. The bullish patterns playing out. Will we see that next big breakout in Doge? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the bullish patterns and this outlook on Dogecoin? Give the video a like if you haven't already. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.